First at 6 with Connecticut gas prices still over $4 a gallon. What's the cheapest way to get around town? We'll have the answer coming up in a live report.
It is Tuesday, April 21st. Good morning and thanks for starting your day with us here on Fox 61. Hope it's off to a great start. I'm Bridget Piorlo. Get ready. It feels like winter outside this morning. When I left my house, temperatures were below freezing. Rachel, are they getting any better?
Not right now, but they will eventually over time today. This morning, though, stepping out the door, temperatures are in the 20s, and we have definitely temperatures across the state that are below freezing. Right now, over in the capital, we have mostly clear skies. The wind is calm right now. It's 28 in Torrington, 26 in Waterbury, and we are down below freezing right down to the beaches this morning at 31 in Groton, 29 in Norwich, 32 in Chester, 33 in Bridgeport. Satellite and radar picture this morning showing we are mostly clear, though, so it is a nice start as you head out the door. We are expecting a lot of sun throughout the day, a little bit more than yesterday. Yesterday, we had rain. We also had even some small hail at times. So it definitely was just an unsettled day overall. Today will be much drier and more tranquil at 50 degrees in the afternoon under a partly cloudy sky. 50 in Waterbury, 48 degrees in Milford today, 51 in Middletown. We'll sit in the upper 40s to near 50 in southeastern Connecticut. It is another cold start to our morning tomorrow, just not as cold. We'll be up around the 30s to near 40, 51 in the afternoon. After some morning showers on Wednesday, it's drier, warmer and brighter for our Thursday. We'll have more details on that coming up in just a bit. Here at 6:01, almost 6:02 on our roadways, we are largely quiet now across the state. We did have some road work. Largely clearing up now in the 6 o'clock hour. Live look outside just out by Long Wharf on 95. Things are running smoothly there. However, your drive from New Haven to Bridgeport is around 22 minutes. Travel speed slowing down at 55 miles per hour. No significant delays from New Haven to Old Saybrook at 27. Bridget.
All right, Rachel, thank you. What's really the cheapest way to get around right now? That's the question a lot of Connecticut drivers are asking as gas prices hover just over $4 a gallon for the third straight week. We sent Fox 61's Erin Coogan out to break down the real cost of getting from point A to point B. She's live in Hartford this morning. So, Erin, what did you find out?
Yeah, well, the bottom line is those extra couple of dollars that you're putting in your tank, it's adding up faster than you know, especially if you're driving more than just a couple of miles around town. So we broke down the numbers, comparing the cost of various public transportation options versus independently driving, and those numbers, they might surprise you. So for a baseline, we took a round trip commute from New Haven to Hartford. Whether you are driving in a bus or a train, it's 40 miles one way. So if we start with the price of driving, let's say our car averages 25 miles per gallon. With Connecticut gas prices today still sitting at $4.02, that single round trip commute is going to cost you about $12.95. Now compare that to say a bus or a train. For a single day on CT Rail, a round trip commute is going to cost you $17.50 or $8.75 each direction. A single day bus pass across the 5 zones it takes to get from Hartford to New Haven will run you $12. But those real savings come if this is a regular route you take for work and are planning to make the trip several times a week. Take a look at this breakdown. To drive the same round trip route every day for a week, it's going to cost you about $90.69 compared to about half of that, $56.50 for a week on the Hartford line or $54 for a 10-ride ticket on the CT Transit. Make it a month and those savings skyrocket even further. Say you make the trip every single day for a month, gas is going to run you $362.79 compared to $182 on the train and $204 on the bus. And while a savings of nearly 50%, as of now, the numbers of public transportation haven't gone up that much when we talk about the time period from February to April. That's when gas prices started to skyrocket, but it's definitely something we're going to keep in mind. Guys.
Going to the gas pump right now, Erin, everyone is feeling the pinch. They're so high right now. So if people want to take the train to work or for pleasure, how are the rails looking right now?
Yeah, two notable changes for today starting on Tuesday. Both have to do with the Hartford line. One is southbound on train 4407, and that's going to be a little bit earlier of a departure, 5 minutes earlier from the New Haven State Street station. That's just so they can get to their destinations quicker. That's going to be for the foreseeable future, and then also for the commute between Hartford and Springfield, Massachusetts. During the weekdays, there's going to be some trains that are replaced with buses, so they can do some needed infrastructure changes, and that's also indefinite. But it's easy. You just get the app on your phone, make sure you're checking your schedules. That's what the DOT recommends. So a couple of changes, but everything is still doable. Guys?
Thank you. And something driving those gas prices is what's happening along the Strait of Hormuz in the Middle East. We're just hours away now from the end to the U.S.-Iran ceasefire. As of now, it's not clear if a second round of talks will resume today. Iran's lead negotiator says it would not negotiate while being threatened. If Iran does agree to meet, Vice President J.D. Vance is expected to lead the negotiations again in Pakistan. President Trump has recently expressed doubts that the ceasefire would be extended before expiring tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Well, drivers are being urged once again to stay alert in work zones as safety takes center focus this week. Today, state leaders are gathering to reinforce their mission, protecting drivers and highway workers. They'll also remember those who've been killed in construction zone crashes and recognize the families impacted. Fox 61's Kayla Cade is live in studio with more. Kayla, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bridget. Yeah, this week is National Work Zone Awareness Week, and many state leaders will meet at the Connecticut Department of Transportation Farmington Maintenance Garage today at 10 a.m. The family of Andrew D. Domingo, DOT maintainer who was killed in 2024, will also be there today. D. Domingo was working on the Wharton Brook connector when he was hit and killed on the side of Interstate 91 in Wallingford on June 28, 2024. His death and many others is why many state leaders want to bring awareness to drive safe in work zones. In 2023, the American Traffic Safety Services Association reports close to 900 people have died in work zones and almost 40,000 injuries in work zones have been reported. Now, this year's theme for this Awareness Week is Safe Actions Save Lives. It emphasizes the critical role drivers play in protecting the roadway workers and preventing crashes in active work zones. If you would like to participate and show your support of work zone safety, wear orange on Wednesday for Go Orange Day. The association says this week and Go Orange Day are especially important to the families of victims who've lost their lives in work zones. And for the rest of this week, on Thursday, organizations, companies, institutions, and individuals are encouraged to share messages and use hashtags NWZAW and work zone safety throughout social media between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. And on Friday, there will be a moment of silence as a tribute to those who lost their lives in a work zone incident. And again, this Work Zone Awareness Week will kick off today at 10 this morning. And also remember when driving in a construction zone to slow down. In studio, Kayla Cade, Fox 61.
Kayla, thank you, and good to know that all those victims are being remembered and their families are being honored as well. Thank you. New London Public Schools took a vote to solve its budget gap. One idea on the table is the consolidation of school facilities. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi was at the Special Board of Education meeting and shows us what the board decided.
Well, board officials say they did everything they could to solve the $7 million budget gap. And they said by closing the Jennings International Elementary Magnet School, this would solve 50% of that problem. A multi-million-dollar budget deficit has forced the New London Board of Education to make the drastic decision to close the CB Jennings International Elementary Magnet School in an effort to prevent deeper cuts across the district. Officials say the discussion focused on how to reduce operational costs without impacting students and cutting school staff. Carrie Sheridan has 2 daughters in the school system, and she says the lack of funding will still affect students across the district. Meanwhile, after reviewing each school's expenses and current enrollment figures, Superintendent of New London Public Schools, Cynthia Ricci, says they'll still face financial challenges. But she says this will also be the first step forward to continue advocating for city and state funding to ensure students still receive quality educational opportunities.
Even though the school will be shuttered for next school year, it will still be alive at some point within our school community. It is the heart and the center of our school community. You know, we want to make this transition as smooth as possible. And I know our district vision is to unite in excellence. We have such a resilient community, and this is incredibly hard news, but the programs for students will continue and will be excellent. So we're really happy to be able to maintain our teaching staff, support staff, and great programs for students. So we'll work through the operational details together.
One is at Nathan Hale Elementary School, and she's a fourth grader going into 5th grade. So this new plan means that she's going to middle school, and it's really frustrating. And then my other daughter is at the Arts Magnet Middle School, which now means she'll move to Benny Dover for a year and then back to the high school. So it's a little bit of chaos for us, and unfortunately there's just such a huge deficit, and so that just, it comes downhill from each level of the government. So the city, the state, federal government, and it really is going to affect our students.
Now, Superintendent Ritchie says they're hoping to hear the governor's budget and the city's mayor's final number before considering additional cuts. In New London, Valerie Moravian, Fox 61.
There are 2 proposals to bring 3 distribution centers to Killingly. Several people in the community made their voices heard outside of Town Hall yesterday afternoon. It happened before a Planning and Zoning Committee meeting. People opposed to the plan fear this will negatively impact their quality of life.
I think whenever you blast into bedrock, there's going to be issues, especially if you're, I don't know how far out of a radius it is that it would affect, but it definitely affected it.
Town officials say the next step is to hold a public hearing in May to further discuss the proposals. Fox 61's reached out to the Planning and Zoning Chairman and Vice Chairman, but they declined to speak with us. And up next, we'll share the work being done to bring greater access to health care in southeastern Connecticut. We'll have details on that. And what one local nonprofit is saying about people looking for help when it comes to food as those food prices continue to soar. And liver health was center stage in Hartford this week. Why advocates say more needs to be done to educate people how to avoid liver damage. Stay with us. We'll be right back.